The morning light pressed through the blinds of my rehab room. My head throbbed, my body heavy, but it wasn't the usual ache. Something else gnawed at me. I reached for my phone on the side table. 6 missed calls. 3 voicemails. All from my mother. I hit play. Call me back. Now her voice was clipped, sharp. The next one came seconds later. Margot hasn't been home. The kids are here. You need to call me. My chest tightened. I forced myself to sit up, gripping the edge of the bed. The third message bled with frustration. Stop ignoring me. Your wife took the car. She left the children crying on the porch. You can't pretend this isn't happening. I pressed the phone to my ear, staring at the pale wall, the cracks in the paint. My pulse pounded like it wanted to escape my skin. I dialed back. She answered on the first ring. Finally, do you even understand what's going on? What happened? Where's Margot? My voice cracked. She's gone. She left Oliver and Sophie with us and drove off. No explanation? Nothing? She left them? With you? Yes. Don't act surprised. You knew she was restless. No, didn't. She promised she'd stay while I finished the program. Promises don't feed children. She hasn't been here in days. I'm the one brushing Sophie's hair for school. I'm the one packing Oliver's lunch. I pressed my palm to my forehead. What about the car? She took it. And don't think you're getting it back. She drives it like it's hers. People see her around town. She abandoned our kids but kept the car. You're still asking the wrong questions. You should be asking who she's with. The room tilted. I steadied myself against the nightstand. What do you mean? She isn't alone, son. Do you understand me? She isn't alone. You think she's with someone else? I don't think... No. I heard her laughing in the background when she finally answered once. A man's voice was with her. She giggled like a teenager. My throat closed. I gripped the phone tighter, wishing I could squeeze the truth out of it. My father's voice came faintly in the background. Elaine, give me the phone. No, Robert. He needs to hear this, Elaine. His tone silenced her. A moment later, his calm voice filled my ear. Son, focus on healing. That's your fight right now. How am I supposed to heal knowing my wife ran off with another man? Knowing she left our kids behind like trash? You'll face her when the time is right. You can't fight her if you're weak. Let her keep the car. Let her think she's winning. The truth will come out. She doesn't deserve that car. She doesn't deserve anything. You don't win this by screaming. You win this by standing again. Heal first. That's all that matters. I wanted to argue. My anger begged me to scream, to curse Margot, to shatter the phone against the wall. Instead, I sat there in silence, breathing raggedly, tasting salt at the corner of my mouth. My father went on. Your children need you strong, not broken, not angry, strong. I can't believe she did this. Believe it. Face it. Then use it. I clenched my jaw, staring at the linoleum floor. I want to talk to Oliver and Sophie. Of course, there was shuffling, the sound of small feet pattering on wood. Then Oliver's shy voice. Hi, Dad. Hey, buddy. You doing all right? Grandma makes pancakes every morning. Sophie cries sometimes, but I tell her you'll be home soon. My throat burned. You're brave. Take care of your sister for me, I will. Then Sophie's little voice broke through. Daddy, when is Mommy coming back? The question speared me clean through. I swallowed hard, forcing words past the knot in my chest. I don't know, sweetheart, but I promise you I'm coming back. Okay? I miss you. I miss you too. She handed the phone back. Ripped into my mother's sharp voice returned. You hear that? She asks for her mother every night, and Margot doesn't care. I'll handle it. I'll make her answer for this. You can't handle anything from in there. Do what Robert said. He'll leave Margot to me for now. What if she tries to take the kids again? She won't dare. Not while I'm breathing. Her confidence should have comforted me. But all I felt was dread twisting inside me. I need to rest, I muttered. Rest then. But remember, she isn't alone. The line went dead. I dropped the phone onto the bed and pressed my fists against my temples. My body shook with a mix of fury and fear. I tried to breathe, but the air felt thin, poisoned. My wife was gone. My children were without her, and I was caged in rehab, powerless. I lay back, staring at the ceiling. My mind replayed every word, every accusation, every suspicion. Then, as I began to drift into a restless haze, my phone buzzed again. A voicemail. I pressed play. At first, only static. Then a sound that hollowed me out. Margot's laugh. Bright. Carefree. But not for me. The morning group session ended, but I couldn't hear a word anyone had said. My head buzzed from the voicemail I'd replayed 100 times the night before. Margot's laugh. Not for me. For someone else? I sat in the cafeteria staring at the watery coffee. My phone vibrated. A text from my brother, Simon Beckup. Now, I called immediately. What's wrong? His voice came fast, sharp. You're not going to like this. I don't like anything right now. Say it. She was at the diner last night. Your wife, your precious Margot. My stomach turned. With who? A guy. Leather jacket, smug face. Sitting so close their shoulders touched. She had your car parked outside like it was a trophy. I gripped the edge of the plastic table. You're sure? I'm sure. I walked right past her. She saw me. You know what she did? Smiled. Like she wanted me to run back and tell you. I slammed my fist softly against the table. She's parading him around in my car while I'm stuck in here. Exactly. She wants you humiliated. She wants everyone whispering about it. I swear. When I get out, don't make promises you can't keep yet. You're not ready. But you need to see this. See what? Check your messages. I sent you something. The line went dead. My phone buzzed again with an incoming picture. I didn't open it yet. My hands shook too badly. A shadow fell over the table. I looked up. My mother stood there, her coat draped over one arm. Her eyes narrowed at me. Double quotes. Elaine, what are you doing here? I came because I knew you'd hear about it from someone else. Better it comes from me, so you knew. Of course I knew. Do you think gossip hides in this town? Everyone sees her. Everyone talks. She's flaunting him, isn't she? Yes, but you will not let it break you. She left our kids for this. She left me for this. She wants you to spiral. She wants you to fall apart in here while she plays queen in your car. My chest heaved. Then what am I supposed to do? You listen to your father? You heal first. She doesn't win unless you lose yourself. You expect me to stay calm while my wife sits in a diner with some stranger touching her? Yes, because the moment you rage, you lose. Do you understand? She's baiting you. She doesn't deserve that car. She doesn't deserve anything I gave her. She doesn't deserve your tears either. Let her keep the medal if it means you keep your dignity. Her words burned, but I knew she was right. I lowered my head. I hate this, I know. But hating it isn't the same as surviving it. She placed her hand on my shoulder, firm and grounding. Don't let her see you weak. The staff called lights out early that night. I lay in bed staring at the ceiling until the shadows swam. Finally, I opened the message Simon had sent. The photo filled my screen. Margot sat in a booth, her hair loose over one shoulder, the glow of the diner light making her look almost angelic. But it was his hand that froze me. The stranger's hand rested casually on her thigh. I closed my eyes. But the image burned inside me. Asterisk, the rehab van pulled into town for our supervised outing. Fresh air should have felt like freedom, but the second we turned onto Main Street, my chest locked. The car. My car? It rolled past us, windows down, polished like new. My heart stopped as I saw her in the passenger seat. Margot. Her red dress clung to her. Her hair loose, her head tilted back in laughter. A man's hand on the wheel. His other hand rested too close to her knee. I froze against the window. Is that her? Simon's voice echoed in my head, but he wasn't here. This was real. She was in my car, laughing as if I had never existed. "Stop the van," I whispered. The counselor driving shook her head. "We're not scheduled to stop here," I said. "Stop the van." My voice cracked. She pulled to the curb. I stumbled out, my legs unsteady. The world tilted as Margot's laugh echoed down the street. She didn't see me. She didn't look back. The car vanished, leaving me gasping. A hand caught my arm before I fell. "Careful." Claire's voice steadied me. I turned to her. She had followed me out, her eyes wide with concern. "Did you see that? Did you see her?" "I saw. She was in my car." "With him? I know." "How can you say it like that?" "That was my wife." "My car. My life, because I've seen this before." "You can't let it crush you." She laughed. Claire. She laughed like I was already buried. "You're not buried? You're standing here. Barely." She tightened her grip on my arm. "Then lean on me." For a moment, I did. My body sagged against her, my face inches from hers. Her perfume was soft, nothing like Margot's heavy scent. Her breath touched my cheek. I pulled back, my voice low. "I shouldn't. I can't. I didn't ask you to. I just don't want to watch you fall." The van door slid open behind us. The driver called, "Time to move." Claire guided me back inside. I sat down, my pulse racing, my thoughts screaming. Margot's image in that red dress seared into me, mocking me. Claire sat beside me instead of across the aisle. Too close. Our knees brushed. She changed. I muttered, "People do. Not like this." Not her. She left our children for him. Her eyes searched mine. "You're still trying to understand why." Sometimes there is no why. Sometimes people show you who they are when you least expect it. You think this is who she really is? Claire didn't answer at first. Her silence was louder than words. Finally, she said softly, "She's not who you think she is anymore." The words cut deeper than Margot's laughter. I turned to the window, hiding the sting in my eyes. The car, the red dress, the man's hand too close. All of it burned into me. And beside me, Claire's warmth pressed against my side, steady and dangerous all at once. I dropped my bag in the hallway of my parents' house, the air thick with silence. My father had gone to bed. My mother waited in the kitchen, her hands wrapped around a mug of tea. "Mail came for you," she said. Nodding toward a stack on the counter, I flipped through bills and junk until one envelope stopped me cold. My name, her handwriting. My throat tightened. I tore it open. Divorce papers. Her signature at the bottom, black ink jagged like a knife. She already signed. My voice cracked. My mother stood still. "I wasn't ready to show you. You hid this from me." "I was protecting you." "From what?" "From the truth that my wife decided I don't exist." Her lips trembled. "That's not all. She pawned your watch. The one from your father?" And she left the children crying when she walked out. I slammed the papers on the table. "You should have told me. You were barely standing. You think you could have handled this last month? Do you think I can handle it now?" Her eyes glistened. "I'm sorry." A knock cut through the tension. Claire stepped inside, clipboard in hand. "Sorry to intrude. I'm checking in, making sure the weekend's stable." I laughed bitterly. "Stable? You walked in at the right time? My life is in a shredder on the kitchen table." Claire glanced at the papers. "So, it's official. Official betrayal." "Yes." She set the clipboard down. "Don't sign yet. Not until you know what's best for you." She already decided what's best for her. Some guy, my car, my kids abandoned. Claire moved closer. "That doesn't mean you roll over." I shook my head. "You don't get it." "I do," she said quietly. "More than you think." Her hand brushed mine on the table. It was small, a whisper of contact, but it burned like fire. My mother noticed. "Maybe I'll give you some space." She slipped upstairs, leaving me alone with Claire. I pulled my hand back. "You shouldn't? You think I don't know that? Then why?" "Because you're breaking, and I can't stand to watch it. Your job is to watch it." To write reports? Not to touch me. Then report me, she whispered. Her eyes held mine, unblinking. My pulse pounded in my ears. I forced myself to look away. I can't do this. You don't have to. Just don't give up. I wanted to scream, to cry, to collapse into her arms, but rage was louder. I grabbed my phone and dialed the lawyer's number from the envelope. A man answered, calm, steady. This is Harrison. This is her husband, I snapped. She already signed. What does that mean for me? It means she's filed without contest. You have 30 days to respond. If you ignore it, the court finalizes everything in her favor. So she walks away with my kids, my house, everything? If you let her, but you don't have to. My fist clenched. I won't. Claire touched my shoulder. Listen to him, Harrison continued. We'll fight it. But you must stay clear-headed. Don't give her more ammunition, I hung up, breathing hard. Claire's voice was gentle. You're stronger than you feel right now. I don't feel strong. I feel like a fool. You're not a fool for loving her. You'd be a fool if you let her destroy you. I turned to her, anger melting into something else. Her eyes searched mine, closer than they should be. Dangerous in the quiet kitchen. Claire, I said, my voice low. She didn't move away. Her lips parted as if she wanted to speak but couldn't. The air between us charged, pulling me toward her, pulling her toward me. Then my phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number lit the screen. I read it aloud. She doesn't love him either. Meet me. The room went silent. Claire's hand slipped away from mine. The cafe was almost empty. Just the hum of an espresso machine and the sound of rain against the windows. I scanned the room until I spotted him at the back. The man from the photo. Leather jacket gone, button-down shirt instead, but the same face. I walked over. So you're the one sending me texts. He stood. Julian, thank you for coming. Why would I meet you? You're the man in my car with my wife. He winced. I know how it looks. Sit down, please. I dropped into the chair across from him, fists clenched. Start talking. Julian leaned forward. She told me you abandoned her. That you checked yourself into rehab to escape her and the kids. She said she was left with nothing. My jaw tightened. That's a lie. I know that now. Back then, I believed her. She was convincing. She cried when she said it. She looked broken. She's good at pretending. He nodded slowly. Too good. It took me time to see it. I started noticing things. The way she talked about money, about status. She didn't want me. She wanted what I could buy. I laughed bitterly. She took my car. She pawned my things. You were just another item on her shopping list. Julian lowered his eyes. I didn't see it until too late. When I realized, I walked away. I sent the text because you deserve the truth. She isn't who she pretends to be. I leaned across the table. Do you have any idea what she's done to me? She left our children crying. She signed divorce papers without looking me in the eye. Julian's voice cracked. I didn't know about the kids. She said they were with your parents, that you didn't care enough to come back. She told you that? Yes, she painted you as the villain. A selfish addict who chose rehab over family. My hands shook against the table. She rewrote my life and you believed her. He flinched. I did. I hate myself for it. Then why warn me now? Why not just disappear? Because she's planning something? She's angry, dangerous. She's not finished with you. I stared at him. What do you mean? He hesitated. I overheard her on the phone. She said if you wouldn't break, she'd make sure the court took everything from you. She said she'd ruin you in front of your kids. My chest burned. She's not taking them. She'll try. I pushed my chair back. Meeting you was a mistake. Julian reached for my arm. Listen to me. She's manipulative. If she shows up, don't let her near you alone. I pulled free. Stay away from me, and stay away from them. I stormed out into the rain, the water drenching me as I walked fast, fists still clenched. Every word rang in my ears. Lies, betrayal, plans to destroy me. By the time I reached home, the storm outside had eased, but inside me it still raged. I opened the door quietly, ready to explode, but the sight in the living room stopped me. Claire was there. She knelt beside the couch where my daughter slept, tucking a blanket around her. My son was curled against her shoulder, his small hand resting on her arm. I froze. The warmth of it hit me harder than any punch. Claire looked up, eyes soft. They couldn't sleep. I read to them until they drifted off. My throat closed. That's what Margot should have been. She whispered, "They need someone steady. Someone safe." I swallowed hard. "You shouldn't be here like this." "I know." But I couldn't leave them crying. I walked closer, lowering my voice. "You're crossing lines." She met my eyes, unwavering. Maybe some lines deserve to be crossed. The heat between us rose. It's quiet but undeniable, the air heavy with everything we weren't saying. Before I could speak, my phone buzzed again. A new message from Julian. She's planning something worse. "Don't let her near you alone." The smell of garlic and butter drifted from the kitchen. Claire moved between the stove and the counter like she belonged there, sleeves rolled up, hair falling loose around her shoulders. My mother sat at the table, smiling at the kids as they set out forks and napkins. My father leaned back in his chair, watching the scene with quiet approval. I stood in the doorway, arms crossed. "You didn't have to cook, Claire." She glanced over her shoulder. "I wanted to. They needed a night that feels normal." Oliver giggled as Sophie dropped a spoon. "She's better at cooking than Mom." Elaine shot me a look, sharp but protective. I kept my face neutral. "All right, let's eat before it gets cold." Dinner felt strange. Warm, alive, almost like the family I had dreamed of. Sophie leaned into Claire's side while Oliver told stories about his school projects. My father cracked a rare joke, and even my mother laughed. For the first time in weeks, no one mentioned Margot. After the plates were cleared and the kids put to bed, Claire wiped her hands on a towel. I should head out. Early shift tomorrow. I walked her to the door, the night air cool as she stepped onto the porch. Her car waited at the end of the drive, a faint glow under the streetlight. "Thank you," I said quietly. "For tonight? For them?" She turned to me. "You don't have to thank me. Yes, I do. You gave them something I couldn't." Her eyes softened. "You're giving them more than you think." I felt the words before I answered. "I don't know what I'd do without you." She reached for me without hesitation, arms sliding around my shoulders. I froze for a moment, then held her. The hug was supposed to be comfort, but it lasted too long. Her body pressed against mine, her breath warm near my neck. I whispered, "Claire." Her hands lingered at my back. I know. The silence between us grew heavy, charged with something dangerous. I should have let go. I didn't. Not until headlights swung into the driveway and the sound of screeching. Brakes cut through the night. Claire stepped back fast, eyes wide. I turned, just as the car door slammed. Margot climbed out, heels clicking on the pavement, perfume hitting the air like a weapon. Her red lipstick gleamed under the porch light. Her voice carried sharp across the yard. "So this is where you've been hiding?" My chest tightened. "Not now, Margot." She walked closer, her smile edged with venom. "I came for the kids." I moved down a step, blocking her view of the door. "They're asleep. You're not taking them." She tilted her head, gaze flicking to Claire. "Of course. You have help now?" "She's already replacing me, isn't she?" Asterisk Margot pushed past me, her heels striking the floor like gunshots. My mother appeared from the kitchen, lips pressed tight, while my father rose slowly from his chair. Claire's eyes darted between us, and I caught the flicker of panic in her face before she started edging toward the door. Margot spun, her perfume cutting through the air. "You think you can keep my children from me? You think hiding behind your parents changes what they need?" I stepped forward. "They're sleeping. You barge in here screaming, and you want me to believe you care about them?" She glared. "You've poisoned them against me. Don't pretend you haven't." Elaine's voice snapped like a whip. You abandoned them, Margot. Don't you dare blame my son for your mess. Margot turned on her, eyes narrowing. And you love this, don't you? Playing mother again. Filling their heads with your self-righteous poison? Robert's hand pressed firmly against my shoulder. Stay calm, son. I shook him off. No, she doesn't get to do this. Not here. Claire's voice was soft, almost pleading. Maybe I should go. I caught her arm. Stay. Margot's eyes locked on the gesture, her lips curling into a smirk. Of course. I should have known. She's been warming your bed while I was gone, I shot back. Don't twist this. She stepped closer, lowering her tone. You're pathetic. Replace me with a counselor who probably pities you more than she wants you. My chest burned. You don't get to walk in here and spit poison after everything you've done. Her voice cracked into a practiced sob. I did what I had to. I was alone, and you weren't there. Do you know what that felt like? Do you know how much I cried at night? I clenched my fists. You left them crying, Margot. Not me. Sophie's small voice floated from the stairs. Why didn't you come back, Mommy? The room froze. My daughter stood clutching her stuffed rabbit, eyes wide and trembling. Margot's lips parted, but no words came out. The silence dragged, heavier than every lie she'd ever told. Oliver appeared behind his sister. Grandma said you went away. Is that true? Elaine reached for them. Back to bed, darlings? Sophie shook her head. I want to know. Margot's mouth quivered, but nothing escaped. She turned away, digging for her bag. This isn't over. I stepped closer. You're right. It isn't. She shot me one last venomous look, then stormed out, her heels echoing into the night. The door slammed. The silence left behind was suffocating. Robert eased into his chair again. Let her burn herself out. She'll show the court who she really is. Elaine rubbed Sophie's back. Bedtime, both of you. I glanced toward the porch, but Claire was gone. The hollow ache that followed her absence left me restless. Hours later, I sat alone in my room, replaying the night in my head. The sound of Sophie's question lodged deep inside me. A faint scrape at the door pulled me from my thoughts. I rose and found an envelope lying on the floor. I tore it open. Inside was a photo. Margot, tangled in sheets, another man's arm draped over her. My bed. The blood drained from my face. The marketplace buzzed with chatter and footsteps. I spotted Margot before she saw me, leaning against my car with sunglasses perched on her head like she owned the world. A couple of women whispered nearby, glancing at her, then at me. I strode across the pavement. Get off my car, she smirked. Your car? That's funny. Last time I checked, it's mine now. You walked out. You don't get to take everything with you. She tapped her nail against the hood. Oh, but I do. The car, the house, the respect of your neighbors, even your children's love. It's all mine. My hands curled into fists. You abandoned them. Her laugh sliced through me. Abandoned? No. I gave them a better story. One where their father is weak, sick, and pathetic, while their mother is strong enough to move on. People turned their heads. A man paused mid-step, listening. I kept my voice low, but sharp. Stop dragging them into your lies. She leaned closer, her perfume stinging. Why not face the truth? They'll grow up remembering who fed them, who dressed them, who didn't disappear into a clinic when life got tough. My throat burned. You left them crying. Her eyes gleamed. They'll forgive me. Children always do. But you're nothing but a reminder of shame. I stepped closer, my voice rough. What do you want from me? Her lips curved. Everything you're too broken to keep. A hand gripped my arm firmly. Claire's voice cut through the tension. That's enough. Margot's smile widened as she eyed Claire. Ah, the savior arrives. Run to your little nurse. She'll leave too, when she sees the real you. I turned toward Claire, heat flooding my face. Don't listen to her. Claire met my eyes calmly. I don't. Margot raised her voice, ensuring the crowd heard. Everyone leaves you, darling. It's just a matter of time. I wanted to shout, to tear every word apart, but Claire's steady grip anchored me. She pulled me gently back. Not here. Not like this. Margot laughed as we walked away. Enjoy your scraps of comfort. I'll take the rest. We reached the edge of the street and Claire let go of my arm slowly. She wanted you to explode. You didn't give her the satisfaction. I exhaled hard. She's poisoning everything. Claire studied me quietly. Then you have to decide how far you'll let her go. When we returned to my parents' house, an envelope waited on the porch. I ripped it open, scanning the first page. My chest hollowed out. Court papers. Margot was filing for full custody. Robert closed the study door behind me. His voice was calm, but sharp. You think raising your voice will win you custody? I rubbed my temples. She's trying to destroy me in front of everyone. I can't stand there and stay quiet. He leaned on the desk. You can, and you will. Margot thrives on chaos. Every time you lose control, you hand her a weapon. She's filing for full custody. Dad, she's taking the kids from me. Robert's eyes locked on mine. Then you fight with strategy, not emotion. Judges don't reward anger. They reward discipline. My fists clenched. How do you expect me to stay calm when she's poisoning their minds? His tone cut through the fog in my head. You stay calm because if you don't, you'll lose them for good. I swallowed hard. And if calm isn't enough? He stepped closer. Then you prove you're the steady parent. Not perfect. Steady. That's all the court cares about. I exhaled slowly. I hear you. He squeezed my shoulder. Good. Because I can't fight this battle for you. Only you can. When I stepped into the living room, Claire was on the rug with the kids, reading a book. Sophie leaned against her, eyes heavy with sleep, while Ethan rested his head on her arm. Claire glanced up at me softly. They're out. Her voice carried a warmth I hadn't heard in weeks. I nodded. You're good with them. She smiled faintly. They just need to feel safe. Later, after tucking the kids in, Claire lingered. She set her bag on the chair but didn't move toward the door. You don't have to stay, I said quietly. She folded her arms. Maybe I want to. We sat on the couch. Too close. The air between us was thick. Her leg brushed against mine. Neither of us moved. You've been carrying too much, she said. I let out a low laugh. You make it sound like I had a choice. Her eyes searched mine. Sometimes choices are about who you let carry it with you. I leaned back, heart pounding. And you're offering? Her lips parted slightly. You know I am. The silence hummed, alive with something dangerous. My gaze dropped to her mouth. Her breath caught, barely audible. I leaned closer, my voice low. Claire, her hand brushed mine. Say it. Before I could close the distance, a throat cleared behind us. We jerked apart. Robert stood in the hallway, eyes sharp but unreadable. He spoke evenly. The children are asleep. Don't forget who's watching. Heat shot to my face. Dad, it's not. He raised a hand. I don't care what it is. I care what it could become. Claire's cheeks flushed. She stood quickly, grabbing her bag. I should go. I started after her. Claire, wait. She shook her head gently. Not tonight. The door clicked shut behind her, leaving the house heavy with silence. Robert's voice broke it. You're walking a fine line. Don't blur it. I stared at the floor. I didn't mean for it to happen. His reply was firm. Meaning won't matter in court. Appearances will. I opened my mouth, but my phone rang, buzzing on the table. Unknown number, I answered. Hello. A voice on the other end crackled. This is the police. Margot has been arrested. You need to come down immediately. My chest tightened as the line went dead. The station reeked of stale coffee and sweat. The officer led me down the hallway without a word. She was caught drunk driving, he said flatly. In your car. My chest burned. Is she hurt? Just a few scratches. The car's a wreck. You're lucky no one else was in the way. He opened the door. Margot sat handcuffed to a bench, mascara smeared, hair tangled. Her eyes lifted when she saw me. "You came," she breathed. I stared at her, my jaw tight. "You stole my car. You crashed it drunk. Do you even care?" Tears welled in her eyes. "I wasn't thinking. I just needed to feel something. Please, just talk to me." The officer gave me space. I stepped closer, fury pounding in my veins. "You could have killed someone. You could have left the kids without a mother." Her voice cracked. I know I'm a mess. But you're the only one who can fix me." I shook my head. "I'm not here to fix you." "Not anymore," she pulled at the cuffs. "If you bail me out, I'll change. I'll stop drinking. I'll come home. We can be a family again." I laughed bitterly. "A family? You pawned my things. You left the kids crying for you while you ran off with strangers. Do you even hear yourself?" Her lips trembled. I was scared. "I thought you didn't want me anymore." "Don't twist this," I snapped. "You destroyed us long before tonight." She leaned forward desperately. "One more chance. That's all I'm asking." The door opened behind me. Robert stepped in, my mother close behind. "You're not bailing her out," Robert said firmly. Margot's eyes darted to him. "Stay out of this. This is between me and my husband," I corrected her coldly. "Ex-husband." My mother's voice shook with anger. "How dare you ask for another chance after what you've done to those children?" Margot's face hardened. "They're mine. You can't keep them from me." Robert folded his arms. "Watch us." Margot turned back to me, her voice breaking. "Please, don't let them turn you against me." I felt my throat tighten. But before I could speak, the door cracked open again. Claire stepped inside, quiet but steady. She walked straight to me, ignoring Margot's glare. Her hand found mine, grounding me. She spoke softly. "You don't owe her anything. Not anymore." Margot's eyes flared. "Of course she's here. She's been waiting for me to fall, so she could crawl into your life." Claire squeezed my hand, but stayed silent. I met. "The kids don't want to see you. Do you understand that? They cried for you, and you didn't come back." Margot's breath hitched. "They'll forgive me." "No," I said firmly. "They won't." She slumped against the wall, eyes darting between my parents and Claire. "So this is it? You're all turning against me?" Robert's tone was final. "You turned against yourself." The officer returned. "Time's up. She'll be processed tonight." Margot pushed herself up. "Wait, please. Just you. Let me talk to you." The officer hesitated. I gave a stiff nod. He loosened his grip enough for her to lean in close. Her voice dropped to a venomous whisper. "If I lose you, I'll destroy her." Ice shot through my veins. "What did you say?" The officer pulled her back before she could repeat it. She smirked through her tears as they dragged her away. Claire looked at me, searching my face. "What did she tell you?" I forced a shaky breath, my mind spinning. Nothing good. The kids chased each other down the hallway, laughter echoing through the house for the first time in months. Claire stood in the kitchen, wiping her hands on a towel, smiling at them. "Dinner's almost ready," she called. I leaned on the doorway, watching her move. "You've done more for them in weeks than Margot has in years." Claire looked at me carefully. "Don't say that too loudly. They still love their mother, do they?" I asked, bitter creeping into my voice. "She shows up drunk, wrecks cars, throws poison into this house, and you're the one tucking them in at night." Her eyes softened. "I don't want to replace her." "You already are," I said without thinking. She froze, a towel twisting in her hands. "That's dangerous talk." Before I could answer, my mother walked in carrying a basket of folded laundry. "It isn't dangerous, it's the truth." "Mom," I muttered. She set the basket down firmly. "You're alive because of this woman? Your children smile because of her. And you're too blind to admit it." Claire flushed. "I don't want to be caught in the middle of your family's battles." My mother tilted her head. "You're already in it, dear." Like it or not, Claire busied herself at the stove. I stepped closer, lowering my voice. Do you want to be in it? She looked up at me, heat flickering in her eyes before she glanced away. Wanting something doesn't make it right. The words stuck with me through dinner. Through the sound of the kids' laughter. Through the way Sophie climbed into Claire's lap like she had belonged there forever. Later that night, after the kids were asleep, I stepped out to the porch. Robert joined me, lighting a cigarette. You know the neighbors are talking, right? He said. I sighed. Let them talk. They're saying you replaced Margot before the ink dried on the divorce papers. They're saying Claire's the reason your marriage crumbled. I snapped my head toward him. That's a lie, and you know it. Doesn't matter, Robert said calmly. Gossip spreads faster than truth. I clenched my fists. She saved me, Rob. I was drowning. She pulled me out. He exhaled smoke into the night. Then stop hiding it. Either claim her, or let her go before Margot uses it to burn you alive, as if summoned by his words. I noticed the envelope sitting on the porch table. No stamp, no return address. My chest tightened as I opened it. The note inside was written in block letters. She isn't your savior. She's the other woman. The world will know. I shoved it into my pocket. Robert raised an eyebrow. What's that? Nothing, I muttered. The next morning, another envelope appeared under the front door. Same block letters. Your children will see her for what she really is. I slammed my fist against the door frame. She's behind this. Margot's behind all of it. Claire walked in, holding Sophie's hand. What's wrong? I hesitated, then showed her the letter. Her face paled. She's trying to break us before there's even an us. I stepped closer, lowering my voice. She won't win. Claire shook her head. She doesn't have to win. All she has to do is make me look like the villain. And she's good at that. My mother entered quietly. Then stop letting her control the story. Happiness is right in front of you. Grab it before she steals it away. I looked at Claire, my heart pounding. Do you want me? Her eyes locked with mine, fire sparking beneath the fear. Yes. But if this destroys your kids, I'll never forgive myself. I reached for her hand. It won't destroy them. It'll show them what love is supposed to look like. Her hand trembled in mine. But she didn't pull away. That evening, I had to run an errand with Robert. When we returned, the house was too quiet. I stepped inside, calling out Claire. No answer. I found her in the living room, sitting on the couch, her face buried in her hands. Tears slipped between her fingers. I dropped to my knees in front of her. What happened? She lifted her head, eyes red. She came, Margot. She was here. My blood ran cold. What did she say? Claire's voice broke. She said I'll never be anything but the woman who ruined her marriage. She said the kids will hate me. She said you'll hate me too, once you remember who you belong to. I pulled her hands into mine. That's a lie. Every word of it. Claire shook her head, sobbing harder. Then why did it feel like she was right? Asterisk, I heard the doorbell ring. My chest tightened before I even opened it. Margot stood there, holding shopping bags. Where are the kids? She asked. They don't want to see you, I said flatly. She pushed past me, tossing the bags on the couch. I bought them clothes, toys, anything they want. They'll forgive me once they see I can provide. Sophie peeked from the stairs. I don't want your toys, Mommy. I wanted you. Margot froze, her mouth opening then closing. Sweetheart, I'm here now. Oliver stepped forward, his voice shaking. No, you're not. You left. My mother appeared behind them, arms folded. Out, she ordered Margot. Margot spun toward me. You let her poison them against me. They saw it with their own eyes, I shot back. You can't buy their love. She clutched her hair, pacing. You think you've won because you've got your parents, your counselor, your new, perfect little replacement, but you'll crawl back. You always do. Claire entered quietly from the kitchen, her voice steady. He doesn't need to crawl anymore. Margot's eyes narrowed. This is your fault. You latched onto a broken man and made him think you're his salvation. Claire stood taller, but her hand trembled as she looked at me. I didn't make him think anything. He chose to stand again. I stepped closer to Margot. You made your choices. I begged you to fight with me. For me, for them. You ran. You lied. You broke every promise. She shook her head violently. You can't erase me. No one's erasing you, I said. You did that yourself. Margot's voice cracked. I loved you. I clenched my jaw. Then you should have acted like it. The room fell silent until my father cleared his throat. You should go before you make things worse. Margot turned to the kids again. Please, babies, just give me one more chance. Sophie hid behind Claire. No, Margot's face crumpled. Don't do this to me. You did it to yourself, Oliver whispered. Margot stumbled toward the door, looking back at me. If you walk away, you'll regret it for the rest of your life. I shook my head. The only regret I have is letting it get this far. She slammed the door behind her. Claire exhaled sharply. That was brutal. It had to be, I said, my voice low. My mother placed a hand on my shoulder. It's over. Not yet, I muttered. Hours later, after the kids were asleep, I heard the distant roar of an engine. Tires screeched outside. Claire and I rushed to the porch. Margot's car sped down the road, weaving. She leaned out the window, shouting words I couldn't hear. Then the headlights swerved. A crash split the night, metal against metal. Sirens followed within minutes. Claire gripped my arm. Oh my God. Robert joined us, grim. That sounded bad. We walked toward the road, but stopped short as flashing lights filled the street. Paramedics rushed, police shouting, neighbors gathering. I stared at the wrecked car, crumpled against a tree. She did it again, Claire whispered. Is she alive? I shook my head slowly. Does it matter? She was gone long before this. My mother pulled the kids back inside before they could see. Robert touched my shoulder. You don't need to go any closer. I swallowed hard. No, I don't. Claire's hand slid into mine. Then come back inside. I turned to her, seeing fear and compassion in her eyes. She threatened to destroy you. She can't now, Claire said softly. The weight on my chest lifted, leaving exhaustion in its place. I don't know how to feel. You don't have to figure it out tonight, she whispered inside. The kids slept peacefully, untouched by the chaos outside. My mother gave me a look that carried both sorrow and relief. Robert locked the door. I led Claire to the kitchen, where the faint smell of her cooking still lingered. Stay, I said. Her eyes widened. With you? With us, I corrected. With this family? She hesitated. Are you sure? After everything? I nodded. I'm more sure of this than anything. Her hand brushed mine again, the touch electric. Then I'll stay. I pulled her close, holding her against me. Her warmth steadied me. This time, I whispered into her hair. I won't lose myself. Not for her. Not ever again.